Hi, I'm Sarah. This is Creative Ramblings, and in today's video, I am going to talk to you about how to host your own sign painting party or workshop. This is the last video in a series all about how to build, stain, and stencil a wood sign. So now that you know how to do this, why not make your hobby profitable? Painted signs with quotes and graphics on them are really popular right now. There's a lot of shops that you can go to, have a really good time, and paint your own sign and take it home. The actual process of painting a sign is not that difficult. So let me tell you how you can host your own party and make a little bit of money on the side. So first of all, a little bit background on me. In addition to blogging and sharing projects here at Creative Ramblings, I do teach classes on the side. It's one of the things I really enjoy, and I've taught quite a few sign painting classes. These are just a few of the ones that we've taught in classes before. I get to get a group of people together, and we have a great time creating. So I'm gonna walk you through what you need to do, what you need to think about before you host your sign painting party, and then how to execute it. So let's jump right in. So the first thing you need to do is come up with an idea. We created this sign throughout this series of videos. Pick a sign, a size, a style, a stencil that you really like and practice with it. So make this sign. Cut out the stencils, find a stencil technique that works really well for you. Something you can do over and over again and feel really comfortable with. Once you've got that down, you're ready to start putting your class together. The next step is setting a location. Maybe you have room in your home. Maybe your dining room would allow a number of people to get around the table and create a sign together. Maybe your basement or even your backyard if it's nice out. You can also partner with a local organization. Maybe a coffee shop or a craft store. You can even partner with your local recreation department. Look around and see what's out there. Find a place where you can gather people together to create. The next step you want to think about is pricing. So you've created this beautiful wood sign. You know how to build it. You know what stencil material you're going to use. You know the paint colors and the different types of brushes you're going to need. So what do you charge people? How do you figure out that number? So what you want to do is detail out how much it costs to make this sign. How much did this wood cost? How much does the stain cost? The paint, the brushes, all of that. Figure out what it costs to make one sign. Then, don't be afraid to add a little bit to the price to account for your time. If you're going to host a sign painting party, you're going to put a lot of time and effort into putting this party together. So don't be afraid to add a little bit to that to compensate for your time. Once you've got a number there, look at that number and think, would I pay that to go paint this sign? And if the answer is yes, you've got your price. It doesn't hurt to start somewhere and see what people think. You can always adjust down the road. So now that you've got your sign, you have a location, and you have a price, it's time to start promoting your class. How do you get people to come to your sign painting party? First place to look is to your friends and family. Who do you know really well that would love to come craft with you? Do you have a neighbor, a friend, a family member, your mom, anybody who might want to come to this crafting party with you? If you already have a blog or a social media presence, use that audience to promote. You can use word of mouth or flyers to really get the word out and tell people about this. The next step is to get people registered. It can be as simple as sending you a Facebook message to register, or sending you an email, calling you, texting you, writing their names down. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As far as taking payment, the easiest way to do it is to have your friends and family, neighbors, who's ever coming over to your sign party, to pay you when they get to the party. To just pay in cash or check, or if you have a PayPal account, to bring their credit card and you can swipe it there. But when you're hosting your first sign painting party, don't make this too complicated. Don't jump into anything crazy. Use cash and check, and don't jump into a very formal registration system just yet. Let's see how the first one goes. So you have your list of people registered for your party. Hooray, people are coming to your party. You have a date, you have a location, you have your design. Now it's time to start gathering supplies. One of the biggest things you want to do is figure out what you're going to do ahead of time and what you're going to have your guests do. Now in the first video in this series, we talked about building and staining this sign. And I mentioned numerous times how important it is that this stain is completely dry before using an adhesive stencil. So if you want to use a vinyl stencil, I highly encourage you to build the signs and stain them ahead of time. You're going to want to cut your stencils ahead of time. Maybe even put the contact paper or the transfer paper on top of the stencil and make it really just ready to go for your guests. You're going to want to have your other supplies ready. Do you have enough paintbrushes? Do you have enough paint? For a sign like this, I knew that the background of all of our signs would be white and the letters would be gray. My guests got to pick out, in this case, we changed it up and we added some paper embellishments. Each guest got to choose what color paper they wanted. But all of these snowflakes I was sure to have pre-cut and ready to go for the party. If you plan on hosting your sign painting party at somewhere else, maybe a coffee shop or a craft store, you're gonna have to bring everything with you. So really think through everything you could use. I always bring a container of baby wipes with me. It's great for washing paint off your hands if you don't have access to a sink. So really think through what you need to do before you get this sign painting party started. So we've got everything covered. You have your design picked out, a location, a price, people have registered with you, you've got all your supplies ready to go, and now you're at your sign painting party, there's guests there, it's time to have fun. This is honestly the part that I enjoy the most, is sitting down with a small group of people, somewhere between 4 and 8 people, and just having fun creating. Share what you know, share what you've learned, teach them something that they can take away and really enjoy. Now, after your sign painting party, be sure to collect the contact information from the people who are there. Grab their email address or however you want to contact them and ask them if they want to do more of these and if they'd like to bring a friend. Hosting a sign painting party can be a lot of fun. It's a way to take this crafty hobby of yours and make it profitable. It is the part of my business that I enjoy the most, is being there one-on-one with other people and really teaching them how to do something that I love. So I highly encourage you to try to take these techniques that you now know and go host your own party. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to Creative Ramblings for more simple, inspiring projects. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this. I want to help you learn, and I'd love to clarify any of these techniques or talk more about sign painting parties with you. Thanks for watching.